Learn how to connect your React app to the wallet. What's the easiest way to get up and running with the nice, beautiful looking connectors for your React app? What's up, Clovers? GM. And in today's video, what we're going to learn is a nifty little library called Rainbowkit, which works with React. Rainbowkit helps you connect your website to the wallet. It has built-in connectors for a variety of wallets and it's very easy to customize as well. But before we get started, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you want to send me a message, get in touch with me for a consultation or sponsoring a video, my email address is in the about section of my YouTube channel. And if you have a specific question, come join my Discord server. There are a bunch of people just like you and me who are trying to help each other out. Alright, with that said, let's get started. So this is Rainbowkit. This is a library by Rainbow Wallet, and this library is very easy to integrate with React. Before you move forward, make sure that you have Node.js installed on your machine with npm as well. Without that, we will not be able to move forward. You will not be able to follow along the video. If you don't know how to do that, let me know in the YouTube comments and I'll try to make a video around that or share a link to help you out. So this is what this thing looks like, and if you click on Connect Wallet, this is the model that pops up, and this is what we are going to create. You can see that it has a bunch of different wallets that you can connect to, like Rainbow, Coinbase, Metamask, WalletConnect. WalletConnect is a protocol kind of a thing, and then there are a bunch of other wallets as well. If your users don't have a wallet, it also guides them to get a wallet and how do you go about that. So there are two ways to use Rainbowkit. One is for a new project and the other is to integrate it in an old or already created project. So today what we're going to do is try out both the things. We'll first see how a new project can be made with Rainbowkit, and then what we'll do is we'll create a React project and then add Rainbowkit to that project. But once you're on the site, just go to view the docs. Over here, go to installation. Now this is the quick start. This is how you basically create a new application with Rainbowkit, WagMe and Next.js. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to go to my terminal. And for Windows, I think it's a PowerShell, but on Mac and Ubuntu, there's a terminal. Now you can paste the thing that we copied and just run it. So what this will do is it will install the Rainbow library for me. As you can see, it is asking, can I install? I'm going to say yes. And once the installation is done, it will ask me for the name of the project, as you can see. So I'm going to call it default Rainbowkit. Okay. So I'm going to name my project default Rainbowkit. So this will create a new folder with the name default Rainbowkit and install all the libraries that we need for this project. This could take a while, so just alright, once it is done, this is what the message will look like. You can simply cd into the project, and once inside, you can just check out the whole project. So today I'm going to use something called Visual Studio Code, which I don't generally like, but I guess a lot of you like, so I'm going to use that. So this is what Rainbowkit has created for us. It's a simple Next.js application. If you don't know what is Next.js, it's a framework on top of React. All right. So this is a simple Next.js application that you can see over here, and it has a bunch of things provided over here. So this is an index page. So it has one page, which is the index page, and it has like a layout and everything provided for it. So the next thing that I need to do is write npm run dev, and once you press enter, you can go ahead and open localhost port 3000. So this is what it will look like. You already have something and there's an error, and why is that error available? Now that error comes because in the Alchemy provider and the public provider default Rainbowkit comes with, we basically need to create our own keys from Infura or Alchemy and put it over here, and that's something that I don't generally like. So instead of that, what I'm going to do is write JSON RPC instead of Alchemy provider, and just write JSON RPC provider over here. Remove the public provider, change this configure change thing. So this is where we enter the provider which will be used for ethers. All right. So JSON RPC provider is what we will do, and then over here you can just be like in the object RPC, and I believe this will be a function that returns an object with like HTTP value. All right. And the value I can safely assume to be Cloudflare eth.com. All right. Generally, you can also have chain specific RPCs. So this is where you get the chain ID, and then based on that, you can basically return a different RPC URL. So we are going to do with going ahead with this. I'm going to save it, and then once I see here and refresh, you can see that error is gone. All right, so this is a small error that you receive. You can also put your own Alchemy or Infura keys over there and just deal with it. All right, now it is already set up for us. You don't really need to do anything. The connect wallet button you can see over here is available. Now how do you actually use this? So you can see that we can change this by editing pages/index.tsx, and this is that file. You can see that over here everything is there, and then there's this connect button that is coming from Rainbow. All right, this is the main thing. This is where, you know, this is the button sort of that shows up over here that I can click, and this modal pops up on a mobile browser. Let me refresh. On a mobile screen, this is what it will look like. It sort of adapts to the responsive nature of the mobile web. So now that we have all these things, let me refresh once again. You can start editing the index.js file. All right, index.tsx file actually. And let me get rid of a bunch of these things. I don't think I need them. If I refresh, you can see that everything is gone, only these things remain. So now what can I do with it? Let's say I connect to my wallet over here with, let's say, Metamask. All right, once the connection is successful, you can see that I own nothing, literally nothing, not even in I might own some Matic on Polygon, but this will not return because our RPC provider does not support Polygon. It only works on Ethereum. So ideally what you will do is, for every chain that you want to support, you enter the response that we should get with the HTTP URL or a WS URL from here with the specific chain ID, or you can remove all the support for them by removing the chains from here from the configure chains method. So if I do that, you can see that now it says wrong network, and I can only use the Ethereum network. So this is one way to make sure that, you know, your users stick to the network that you want them to stick to. But now how do I get this address in my JavaScript, right? So that's a good question, and to answer that, you simply go here in your React component and just write use account. All right, so use account is a React hook that is provided by Rainbowkit, and then this, you know, you can basically get the address from the use account hook. All right, so this is how you can get the address, or you can actually run on connect. So there's a function called on connect that you can define over here, and then you can basically run, let's say, an alert over here that wallet has been connected. Okay, so the moment I refresh, you can see that the alert has popped up, and I can press enter and it pops up again. If I refresh again, it pops up again. So let me do one thing. Let me disconnect my my wallet from here, and let me click disconnect over here as well and refresh. Now the alert doesn't pop up, and if I connect, right, the connection is, let's say, made now. So the alert sort of pops up now. All right, but how will you understand what are these hooks available, right? And how do you actually use them? So to figure that out, what you need is wagme.sh. So Rainbowkit, besides, like, under the hood, uses Wagme, and Wagme is a good library for React for, you know, working with Ethereum and EVM based blockchains. So you can see that here in the overview, this is how you create a client. So to create a client, you can see that, you know, client equals create client. So this is something similar that we have done over here. You can see create client, and then there's an auto connect equals true over here. And what happens because of that is, if you refresh, it is still connected. All right, even if I disconnect and I refresh, it is still connected. Okay, so instead of that, what if I want every time the user presses the connect button, I can just write auto connect false, and this time if I refresh, it is not connected, and I basically go through the whole flow again. It requires a provider which we have created with configure chains. This configure chains comes from Wagme itself, and we configure the chains over here, and then you can see that we required a Wagme config component over here. So we have added a Wagme config component And we also added like a Rainbowkit provider for chains, which then we can use later on. So this is how hooks sort of work inside that. Now what we had done was we had basically a connect button model, a button like component that we directly used. What if we wanted to build that by ourselves? So this is how you can do that. There are a bunch of methods that are available. You can see over here. So use account, use connect, use disconnect. You can basically use them to figure out some stuff. And then what you can do is you can use connect with a connector, and the connector can be any of the connectors like the injected connector, the Metamask, the Rainbow, the WalletConnect. These are the different connectors that are available for us. Now, how do you figure out connectors? That is something that you can search for very easily, or what you can do is copy this line, paste it here, and you can just see what all connectors are available. All right, so I'm not going to use connectors right now, but that is basically how you could have used if you wanted to. And then in the use accounts, you can see that there are a bunch of things that are returned. So account address is returned, that we can simply later on just alert as well. I guess address is available over here like this, and there are a bunch of other things as well, like is reconnected and connector. Okay, so connector is the thing with which we connect. So it can be Metamask connector, it can be Rainbow connector, it can be Coinbase connector, it can be injected connector. So these are the things that you can use for the connectors. All right, the is reconnected is the thing which says whether this is the first time that the user is connecting or whether it was auto connected. All right, so if it says is reconnected true, it means it was auto connected. All right, so now if I save this and just basically go ahead and refresh and connect, you can see that it returns my address over here. So this is how you can get like the address for your user, and then you can basically use this address to do whatever you want to do. You can also check out a use effect, and then in the use effect, what you essentially need is that you want to watch the address variable, and whenever it changes, you want to, let's say, console.log we have a new address, and then that can be, let's say, console.logged. all right, so the address that we console.log can come over here, and you can see that it says we have a new address, and whenever the address changes, let's say I disconnect, it says undefined, and if I connect again, this time it gives me my address. All right, so two ways to basically figure out. With the on connect, you get this is reconnected as well. So in case we are reconnected, so if is reconnected is, let's say, false, only then let's say we want to show the alert. What I can do is I can refresh. This is the first time that we are connecting, so it is fine. This time it doesn't give me an error. It shows up like that. And let's say I go to app.tsx and I set auto connect equals true. Oops, true. And this time if I connect again and refresh, you can see that the alert doesn't come. I refresh again, the alert will not come, but the use effect will run. So this is basically how you can figure out what to use between use effect and the on connect callback. All right, similarly, I think we have on disconnect as well, and that doesn't take any parameters, I believe, and you can just be like console.log we have disconnected. Okay, and now on disconnect, if you just click disconnect over here, you can see that it sort of comes up there, and if I disconnect from the wallet, you can see it still comes up. So this is a catch-all way to figure out whether we have been disconnected. You could have also used the use effect for that. All right, so that is basically how you use connect, and there are a bunch of other things that you can sort of explore. So to figure that out, just go to docs over here. Just like use account, there are a bunch of other hooks available. So you can use balance, and that is one hook that basically you can call whenever you want to fetch the balance of a user. All right, so you can create a component like this, and whenever that component comes into the picture, and if there's a valid account, I guess they basically show up the balance of that user. Or you can also get the balance of a specific smart contracts token. All right, so you can just add the token over here, and then for the address you can get the balance of the token. Similarly, there are a bunch of other things. You can use the use contract. Now use contract requires the address and the ABI of the contract, and then based on that you can basically make a bunch of calls. So you can have like a contract. The contract is an ethers.contract data type, so you can see over here that it's an ethers.contract. So you can just make a call just like how you would for a simple ethers.js contract call. What they also recommend is, instead of simply using use contract, you should use use contract read or use contract write, but they basically work like the same way. This is use contract read. It makes a call like this, and you basically get the data back from this, where you can basically make the call with the function name like here, and similarly you can use the use contract write with a function name and I believe some arguments as well in both of them. You can see that args is available, so arguments you can set like this as an array. Okay, similarly there is ENS name that you can figure out for a user, so data with is error or is loading. So just like use account, we also have use disconnect, and let's just use that right now. So use disconnect works like this. So with disconnect available, what you can do is you can create your own logout button. So to use disconnect, I already have this disconnect over here. So I created a new function called disconnect element, and if the user is connected, if is connected, what we do is we render a disconnect button, which basically on click calls this disconnect function. All right, and then we basically render this function in our code. And if I open the page, you can see that the disco button sort of appears. All right, and if I click on disco, you can see that we have been disconnected. And if I click on connect wallet and connect and go through the whole thing, you can see that we have been connected again, and disco appears again that we can click again. All right, so this is a basic understanding of how to use Rainbowkit. So this was from a new project altogether. What if you already have a project and you want to include Rainbowkit in that? So we are going to do just that in very quickly and then wrap up the video. So now I'm going to close the server and just cd back to a different folder. Now I'm going to use something called create react app. Now that is a very popular way to basically create a new react app. I'm just going to use that. This is their website, and to get started it's very simple. You just write npx create react app. All right, and instead of my app I'm going to say, let's say CRA and then rainbow. Okay, Rainbowkit. So now it basically will install the create react app for me. So I'm going to say yes. If this is the first time that you're going to do this, then it will say the same thing for you as well. But once you install it, you can use it second time and it will not say that the same thing. All right, so once it creates the react app, the next thing that what we will do is go to installation over here in the Rainbowkit and then manually install all these libraries. So to install them, I can just simply copy them, and once this completes, just go to the folder and paste and run that. Okay, so I can just go CRA underscore Rainbowkit. I'm over here and I can run npm install Rainbowkit, wagme and ethers. All right, so I press enter, and while that is running, I'll just open this in a code in the Visual Studio Code environment. Now in the meantime that it is sort of running, what I can do is I can copy all this this data. All right, and then I can go to src and then index.js. So index.js is the entry point for our React app. So I'm going to paste all of these things over here. So you can see these are styles. Then we have get default wallets, Rainbowkit provider, alchemy provider, public provider, and whatnot. We have the same things. We can simply copy the whole code again like this. Just copy this bit. You can take whatever chains you want, you can select them. Whatever provider you want, you can select that over here, and you can also change the name of your Rainbowkit. So let's say just call it web3 club app or something like that, and you have the wagme client and everything. All right, now once you have all of these things, you can simply copy this portion which is to wrap the providers, and simply paste it over here. And then instead of your app, just copy this app. All right, and paste it over here, save it, format the shit out of it, And there you go. You are basically ready to add the connect button. And in the meanwhile, all the installation has been done as well. You can see that WagMe, Ethers and Rainbowkit has been added to package.json. Alright, once all of these things are available, we can simply run npm start. And create react app also starts on localhost port 3000. So now once you are there, you can see that app.js is the first component that renders over here. You can make changes to it. Let's say you can just be like web3, okay, and you don't even need to refresh, it just refreshes automatically and you can see it over here. So instead of, let's say, learn react, what I want is our connect button, okay, and once you do that, it sort of comes out directly. And this is how you add Rainbowkit to an existing React application. You have access to all of the hooks again over here. So you can use account over here, which on connect, you can call something else like this. You can also change the RPC URLs over here. You can use different hooks again over here. You can use connect or use disconnect or something like that, and all of these things will work fine. This is the scratching the surface of Rainbowkit. It also gives you the ability to show what wallets you want to show as preferred, what things you would like and things you would not like to be shown, how do you change the styling of Rainbowkit and all those things. But today we only have this much amount of time. If this is something that interests you, let me know in the comments down below, and I might create a complete series on connecting your website to the wallet. Thank you so much for watching the video till now. I hope you liked it. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Please let me know in the YouTube comments if this is the kind of videos that you would like to watch, and I will create more of this around the front end part of the things. If you want to contact me for any sort of consultation, for sponsoring a video, my email address is in the about section of my YouTube profile. And if you have a specific question, come join my Discord server. There are a bunch of people just like you and me who are trying to help each other out. I hope to see you again next week. Till then, bye bye.